Hello. It's a lot of lights for a recently bankrupt festival. Nice to be here. I'm from Belfast. That's what this noise is. I always have to address my accent. No matter where I perform all around the world, I have to address my accent because people can't place it straight away. But I get jealous. You know, other comedians, they come on stage, they start talking, and you know where they're from straight away. Like if an Australian comedian comes on stage, you know that they're Australian. If a comedian from New Zealand comes on stage, you know that they're Australian. And if an American comedian comes on stage, you know that they're racist. And it's just fine. But it's hard for me because I have to tell you that I'm racist. That was a little joke. Of course it's a joke. Obviously the Australian's racist as well. Everybody's racist in the joke. That's how jokes work. I live in London. I live with my girlfriend. She's English, so I hate her. No, she's a good friend. We hang out. We've got little hobbies together. We watch a lot of films together, and we take turns each night to recommend what film we're going to watch. And I thought that was nice, but I've realized that men and women recommend films in very different ways. I'll be like, I think you'd like this film. And she'll be like, I think you could learn some lessons from this film. I'm like, let's watch Avengers. It's really exciting. She's like, let's watch Suffrage. You should respect me more. We're watching Die Hard, and I'm like, did you see that? He just took out a helicopter with a car. And then we're watching The Notebook, and she's like, did you see that? I'm like, what? She's like, he just listened to her. That's crazy. And I'm like, what? We started watching a new show recently on Netflix, a show called Love on the Spectrum. Has anyone seen Love on the Spectrum? Yeah, amazing. It's my favorite show. If you haven't seen it, I couldn't recommend anything higher. If you haven't seen it, it's a dating show, and all the people in the dating show have autism. It's really, really lovely, it's really, really wholesome, and it's really, really funny. And you feel so bad for laughing. But then the parents in the show laugh, and you're like, I knew it was funny. But when I watch it with my girlfriend, I like to play a little game called Don't Laugh, so she feels like a bad person. So something objectively hilarious happens in the show, she laughs, and I'm like, they're trying their best. My friend told me off for watching that show. He said it was a bad representation of autistic people. I didn't think so. I thought while being entertaining, it was really informative. I was learning quite a lot. A lot of the people in the show, they don't really have a filter. They say exactly what they think. I thought that was an interesting way to process the world. A lot of the other people in the show, they're very into hygiene and cleanliness. Thought that was pretty cool. Pretty handy during a pandemic, you know. And then a lot of autistic people more generally, they have what's called a special interest. I think that they're really, really into. And a lot of the people in the show are really into video games. I thought it was so nice, so entertaining, so informative. My friend said, no. You shouldn't watch it. It's a bad representation of autistic people. Because put it this way, after watching that show, would you be more or less likely to go out with an autistic girl? And I said, more? A girl who actually says what she thinks and loves cleaning and is up for a game of FIFA. I'll have you know that's my ideal woman. I wish my girlfriend was autistic. That's a tough line to laugh at, I agree. Maybe half of you laugh, the other half are like, he's trying his best. I really like telling that joke because the whole way through it feels like it's going to be ableist, but it's actually very misogynistic. It's a fun little twist, you know? Anyway, last joke. I think Donald Trump's misunderstood. I just don't think we've grasped him properly. Some people, hear me out. A lot of people talk about Donald Trump as if he's a singular lunatic. You know, people say there's nobody as crazy as Donald Trump. I don't think that's true. I think there's lots of people as crazy as Donald Trump. I think what we need to do is remember what Donald Trump did before he was a politician. Donald Trump's a landlord. And that's what those guys are like. I honestly think if my landlord was president of America, like beat for beat, the same stuff's happening. He's always trying to buy the place next door, but we're in the place next door, and like every so often he's like, oh, it's gonna be more expensive. Why? F off, that's why. And to be honest, if Donald Trump was my landlord, I think profoundly little changes about my life as a whole. I'd be like, oh, there's mold. What are you gonna do about the mold? And he'd be like, we're gonna get rid of the mold. I've got the best mold guy. Nobody knows more about mold than this guy. And it's just his friend who knows nothing about mold. And I'm like, how are you gonna get rid of the mold? We're gonna paint the wall. It's gonna be a beautiful white wall. Who's gonna pay for the wall? You're gonna pay for the wall. I've been Vittorio, look after yourselves, thank you.